Tony Hawk once said, "I consider skateboarding to be an art form, a lifestyle, and a sport. Action sport would be the least offensive categorization." Hi, The Outsider Jess here, and in today's video I will be reviewing a game that I never grew up with, and that game is Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 Remastered. And I thought it would be fun to start with a quote, because why not? This review is to answer the question, if this game is worth it. If you're like me and miss playing a skateboarding game and just playing around for hours and hours on end, I want to find out if this game is worth buying. I got into skateboarding when I was 8 years old. My cousin bought this game, EA Skate, and played it at my house, and I was hooked. They got me really into skate culture. They figured out how to do tricks on skateboard. Not only did I buy my own crap skateboard, but those assholes never showed me how to do a trick on the board. Eventually I accepted that maybe skateboarding wasn't for me. Anyway, I got into skating, and this was the very first game that got me into skating. I used to be so excited to play Skate 3 when I came home from church on Sunday and just skating around for hours and hours on end in that game, and changing my character's appearance for hours and hours. No other game gave me that experience. Until I played Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2. For my 21st birthday, which was in September. It's been so long that I can just sit down and enjoy myself playing a skateboard game and messing around. I can't skateboard IRL, so being able to do it in a game is amazing. As I said before, I grew up with skate, and I didn't really play a lot of Tony Hawk games. One game I always wanted to play was American Wasteland. After seeing one of my favorite gaming YouTuber, All Sham No Wow, play it back in the day, I also wanted to play Thug Pro. The first one at least had a fantastic story. I found a few Tony Hawk games when I was in high school, like Project 8. It wasn't bad, but I got stuck in a section of that game and basically stopped playing. I went back to SmackDown vs. Raw 2010, Bully, and Saints Row 1 and 2. When I heard Tony Hawk Pro Skater 5 was getting released, I wasn't excited, but when I heard it was going to be the last Tony Hawk game Activision released, I was interested. I never bought the game, but playing WWE 2K18 and NBA 2K18 made me have a 3-month rule for any games that I'm interested in buying that I don't know if it's going to be good. The game seems all nice and cool, but in 3 months, major flaws will be exposed, and I have to decide if I'm going to buy the game after that 3 months period. Impulse buying won't make you happy if that game is trash. Anyway, I never bought Pro Skater 5 and never will after seeing a review from my favorite Saints Row YouTuber, Flippy, which not only exposed all the flaw of that sad, broken excuse for a game that will make Cyberpunk 2077 look like a gem in comparison, but it made me sad and empathize for the fans of the series, knowing that a beloved franchise based on one of the most famous skater in the world was going out with a whimper, and not strong. That will make fans satisfied and hungry for more. Sorry, I can't speak. So with that introduction out the way, let's get into the game. I love this game, so I will be reviewing this as a noob as I didn't play enough Tony Hawk's game to be comfortable, but I at least understand the mechanics a bit, even though the last time I played was on Xbox. I love that there's character customization in it. We can create our own character and customize everything from our hair to our clothes to our boards. We can buy things like more boards, clothes, and tattoos, and I can spend hours just in the customization suite alone. You can make up to 4 different characters. I made Una's Honest. If you know, you know. As for the game itself, it's great that you can customize the controls to the original control scheme, but I just used the default settings. It played smoothly and I liked using it. I'm not the best at this game, but it's incredibly fun to play. Not only can you play the time version of this game, but you can play the game with mods and have a fun time. You have 2 different modes to play. The regular mode where everything is timed and you get challenges to complete during that time period, and you can also free roam and enjoy the level of your favorite spot to skate in. You can also create your own skate spot or skate in a level someone else made. If you're not good at the game, don't worry. This game has provided something that's not only useful, but it's also fun. And you can also buy your own clothes and customize your skater even more. But let's get to the mods. You're falling down too much? That's okay. With this mod, you can stop falling down on your ass and finally start stringing along some tricks together. Suck at doing manuals? With this mod, you can finally do some tricks on the manual. There's also incentive to play the game the normal way. In the competitions, in the career mode, you won't receive an achievement in the game to get a gold medal in the skate competition if you use mods. And if you don't get that achievement, you're missing out on cool things you can get, like a cool board that you can earn, or a cool logo, or whatever it is that you want to get. I love that there's a good reason to play the game without mods, because without it, there will be no reason to grow and get better at the game in general if you could just use mods all the time. And plus, it doesn't force you to play without it, which is also a plus in my book. In my opinion, music can make or break a game, especially if it's a skateboarding game. For example, games like WWE SmackDown vs. Raw and the Skate franchise had some of the best music I ever heard in my life growing up. SVR 10 had songs like Hero and Monster that had my 14-year-old self singing along and jamming out to. Plus, songs like that fit into the WWE theme songs. So, when I hear songs like Hero and then we go to Randy Orton's theme song, it just fits right in. It doesn't feel out of place. And I desperately wish modern WWE games gave me that feeling when I pop the game into the console. Instead, it makes me want to turn the music off, and that's not good. Why does a decade-old game keep me wanting to play just to jam to the music, while 2K20 makes me want to jam my ears into a blender to stop listening to the crap 2K thought was good? While I never skateboarded in the days when skateboarding was at its peak, but the skateboarding genre of music was punk rock music, with a little bit of rap thrown in. So if this Tony Hawk remake didn't have a soundtrack that fit the theme, that will be highly disappointing. Skater XL, I'm looking at you. But luckily, the Tony Hawk Remastered has a fantastic soundtrack featuring artists who I don't know but I like the songs too. They have songs like MGK's newest song, Bloody Valentine, and my favorite rapper, Token, who I've been listening to for 4 years now. The kid is talented, and you should definitely listen to him. Not once when I played this game did I think of turning off the soundtrack, getting my cell phone out, and playing music I listen to like Set It Off, Token, Eminem, and some of the artists are just some of the few of the artists I listen to. I'm looking at you once more, Skater XL. But the music made me feel like I was back in the time when skateboarding was the biggest thing in the world, but with the modern music thrown into the mix. In my opinion, if you want to buy a good skateboarding game for the PS4, don't buy Skater XL. Buy Tony Hawk, because not only is it worth it, the game actually functions. And I hope that they remake Pro Skater 3 and 4. Just make a whole new game, and eventually just make a whole new game and call Pro Skater 5, so we can forget the mess the fans of that game received. Tony Hawk Remastered is definitely worth buying and playing. I'm not talking from a standpoint that played the original.